Okay, project for me. Old railroad type Cuckoo. Fella gave it to me. Fixed a couple clocks for him. This one was dropped off a wall, so it kind of got busted up. Everything seems to be here. There's lots of pieces for me to have to glue and redo. A lot of work to it. Probably movement needs work on it. But here's what we're going to work with, and see how this one turns out. Looking at the back, I can't get inside to check the movement because somebody literally nailed the back shut, so I have to undo all that before I can even look at the movement. After quite a struggle, I got the nails out, got the back off. I've never seen one quite like this. Sears Roebuck and Company, Germany. Don't think I've ever seen one quite like that. Still has original bellows in it, leather bellows. Yeah, let's get to work at it. Yeah, first thing we need to do is take hands off. Let's get a container, pull parts. That hand is broken. And the door is coming apart. Somebody's had it apart before. They marked the bellows. See, there's a screw holding the Cuckoo on, but in this case it's looks like a thumb screw. Very weird. It's off. Screws out and get the movement out. There's the movement. Okay, the run side has been bushed sometime in the past. There's a bushing here. And there's another one, and it's standing away proud of the plate. On the back, bushing here. And so it looks like there are 3 bushings put in it. Really not too awfully messy. Not bad. If there's anything that's going to be worn, it's going to be inside the count wheel, in between the plates. There's a cam that controls the lifting of the count wheel lever. Also, it controls how far out the Cuckoo goes, and it's this little lever here. You can see that, how that operates. So that's operated by that cam inside, and that tends to get worn. If it's too badly worn, then you get problems with the bird jumping in and out, and every time it cuckoos it kind of goes crazy. So if that's not worn, I've seen these before where the little lever that rides on that cam, the tip of it gets worn off too, because it's brass, running on brass. We get it apart, we'll check it, and last one I did like this. So yeah, down there tighter now. Okay. There's going to be a problem where it's going to be here. It's going to be here on the tip of this lever that rides on this cam. What the heck is that? Or the cam itself. And another one, this cam circumference was worn down by a couple millimeters. And I had to make a bronze ring to go around and then silver solder the bronze ring on it and then file out the notch. I also had to add a little bit to the tip of the lever because it was completely worn down. This one doesn't look to be so. We'll check it out as we take it apart. What we got? Okay. We got the warning lever, warning pin. Let's see what that one looks like. Okay. And we've got this lever. And there's two parts to it. There's this one that catches the warning pin. Begins to set. And then there's this tip that's the actual stop. And that doesn't seem to be worn. A little bit of wear where the pin hits there. We should be okay. This cam, the way you look at the cam, there is somewhere here. I can feel it. This cam, what ends up happening, the brass against brass rubbing, actually makes a ridge. Not much there. If it's worn at all, it's not a great deal. And then this is the wheel with the strike pins on it, or the lift pins on it for the strike. Everything seems to be in order there. And then there's really just the second wheel. Dirt, but not bad. Escape gear. Not too bad. Main wheel's got a wheel on the other side we have to get off first. Intermediate wheel for the motion works. And that'll come off. Let's see, where's this? I can't see it paint tapered that way. Okay. Huh. Tension washer comes out. The other piece, now this can be taken out. Yeah. Too much oil on some of that. Mostly I'm concerned about these bushings. And you can see that bushing, that's the inside. I mean, and or on the outside of the plate. You can see how far above the plate that thing sits. Well, when the wheel is at the pivot is in there, the pivot doesn't extend all the way through the bushing, and what'll end up happening is this situation. And the pivot will start to wear on the inside of the bushing, and it'll create almost like a tunnel with an edge, and it will decrease the end shake and eventually cause enough friction to stop the clock. So I'll replace those bushings, or if they're okay, if they're tight and everything's running on them, I want to at least grind them down flush with the plate. You got one there, another one there that's a little tad high. The others look all right. So somebody rebushed, but they didn't do a good job bushing. I don't know what's on the back. Take a look. Yeah, there's one that's, yeah, that one's high too. Take it down. Others look okay. So we get probably 3 at least we're going to grind off after we clean this. This is that cam I was telling you about on another clock of this sort that I worked on. This cam was so worn. I don't know if I guess gotta give it. Anyway, this cam was so worn that actually it wouldn't operate the clock right, and so I made a bronze ring that just fit the circumference, silver soldered it on, then refiled the notch, smoothed this all out here, and increased the diameter of the thing by about 2 millimeters, and it made the clock work the way it was supposed to work. Well, doesn't look like there'd be much to fixing this one up. We'll get everything cleaned, and we'll check for worn bearings, bushings, pivots, and what have you. Get her put back together. Okay, there's that real high bushing cut down to the surface, and then I cut a new oil sink in it, and I'm going to put the gear in there now. Let's see if we can see it. You see the pivot is now out beyond the edge of the hole, so that it's not going to wear a tunnel into the bushing and create a problem later on. I got another one down here we got to level off and clean up. Do that one now. Let's take a piece of tape, put a little hole in it, and then I put the tape over the, some people use old negatives, film negatives, put that over, and then when I file I'm going to scratch up the plate. And there's the first cleaning using my new ultrasonic cleaner, thanks to Chuck, Marcia's cousin, and only took a few minutes. Now everything's nice and clean. ready to go ahead and reassemble so I can check for worn bushings. That's very cool. Okay, I put the wheels back in now so I can check. And I've marked the ones that I think are really bad. We take a look at the strike side, the number 1 wheel. You can see that one. Look how bad that one is. And that also is the one that holds the little gear that turns the count wheel. But that one really is bad. The number 2 wheel on the strike side is definitely is pretty worn. 3 isn't bad, the other was okay. And on the front side, the strike, number 1 wheel, maybe, take a look at it after we're done with the others. Number 2 wheel, definitely. 3 is okay, 4 is okay. Now on the time side, or run side, the number 1 wheel here on the time side, also pretty worn. You see that we'll have to bush that. The others are okay, they've been rebushed in the past. And then on the back, the number 2 wheel. It pretty loose, so we'll do it. So we have on the run side, we have the number 1 on the front, and number 2 on the back. On the strike side, we have number 1 on the back and number 2 on front and back. So we've got 5 bushings to put in on this one. So we'll take them back out, and I've got them all marked now. What I do is I mark the I just put a dot on the front side of each wheel as to what number they are. So I know that's 1 dot, that's 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, so that when I go to do these, then I know which end I'm looking at that goes in which hole. And before I do any measurement now for bushings, I'm going to take this back apart and put all the wheels into the lathe and polish the pivots. A little strange one. This has a pivot on one and a hole on the other that goes on a wire.
Hello.
Hey.
Boys won. Big time.
Cool.
So we play again tomorrow at 1 and
Okay, let's see. Alright, here's the warning wheel. Normally in most clocks you'd want that somewhere near the top, give it a lot of chance to set. Problem with this one is the stop is right here at the bottom, and when it goes into warning it only has a very tiny amount to turn, so you want this warning pin be down here next to that lever. Cold this morning. Huh? That lever's in the way. Okay, there we go. Anyway, warning pin is only going to drop just a very tiny, move just a tiny bit. Yeah, I gotta get in here where I can see a little better, so I'm gonna continue to put these in here, and need to get out the way here. Okay, there we go. Okay, that wheels all in there is really not that many to put in. And the next thing you know, this is going to have to go on the outside, because it's how it goes in the count wheel. Get these things lined up. Drop this on here partially. And now the next thing to do is put in these Cuckoo levers. Goes in like that. Goes down. Okay. Now we just gotta line these up. I'm going to shut this camera off and get out of the way so I can do that. Now you can see in there where that warning pin hits, that's the stop position, is on the end of that little brass or bronze lever. And when it goes into warning, it's just got a very small distance to move. Let me see if I can find that pin. Here we go. Now it's in warning. There it goes. There's stop position and warning position, and then it's released. Very small movement. Cleaned up the suspension, gotten all the rust and garbage off a bit. We polished up the pallets, and so that's going to go in here. Pivot hole. It's going to drop down through here. Pin. And I've had to broach that hole out a little bit. It gotten distorted. Anyway, over there, get the screw. It puts the escapement back. It should run this way. No pressure on it, and okay. So it's ready to go back in the clock when I get the case done. So, there it is. Well, it's all nice and cleaned, rebushed, and thank you, ultrasonic cleaner, for making that a heck of a lot easier. And nice and clean now, so she'll be ready to go for a few more years before somebody else will have to take care of it.